How do you subtly duck with people? I look over people's shoulders when they are unlocking their phone so I can see their 4-digit code. Then I pretend I'm making a phone call and very loudly use their number in my fake conversation. Yeah, the address is 8319 Main Street. It's so much fun to see their neck snap back with this what the duck look and then watch them mentally process the depth of such a remarkable coincidence. It's even more fun to do it with people you know and don't really like. Wow, I can't wait to be the most hated person at the next party I'm at. Just kidding, I don't go to parties. I don't even know my unlock code number. Just the pattern. Yeah, the address is top right corner to bottom, left corner to middle, right side to top, left corner Main Street. At parties, I like to introduce myself as my boyfriend's sister and then kiss him in front of whoever I introduce myself to. It has to be a peck on the lips, but drawn out just enough to gross them out. It's become a really awful inside joke. He's a good sport about it, though. Once he wrapped his arms around me as I was talking to one of his ex-coworkers and whispered, "Did you text mom?" I was at a carnival with my boyfriend at the time. He had just won a stuffed animal for me playing some sideshow game. The carny working the game looks to me and says, "Well, now you have to give him a kiss." So I kiss him all sloppy like, turn to the carny and say, "You're a pretty ducked up guy telling me to kiss my brother like that." My wife used to play a couple of computer puzzle games, Windows 95 vintage, and was quite proud of beating my high scores. What she didn't realize was the high score table was a plain text file in the directory, so every time she beat my score, I edited the file to put myself on top again. She would play for days trying to top me, lol. That's the mark of master right there. Did you ever admit the truth to her? He's still alive, so no. I've been slowly increasing the mouse sensitivity on both of my roommates' computers. In 2 weeks I'm going to put them back to the default and pretend like mine is slow too. I'm interested to see the conclusion that they will come to. Ugh, people do this on the Macs at school all the time. Sensitivity all the way up or down. I think the admin actually locked those settings because people kept changing the language and shut. Nothing beats the old flip the monitor display sideways one that kids were doing the computer lab. When someone is a close talker, I like to take small steps backwards to see how far across the room I can get them to walk. I work at Starbucks and get stuck in the drive-thru answering a lot. I like to see how many times I can fit yummy into a conversation. My most is 6. You listen here meow. Former Green Apron here. We used to do that with the word today. Thanks today for coming to today. How's your day today? Today is a great day for me. Can I get you a nice triple grand vanilla lad today? Great. Today will only get better. It got bad. I asked a guy at work if he'd ever got that creepy deja vu feeling. A week later, I did it again. I hope you were wearing the same clothes too. Say no pun intended occasionally after saying something normal in conversation. Most people don't want to look stupid and will laugh awkwardly while trying to figure out what the pun was. I like to randomly say hey, that rhymes when other people are talking. Completely destroys their train of thought. When someone I don't like is being sexist, racist, gossiping, I just pretend not to understand what they mean and keep asking questions and making them explain what they are saying until they get so uncomfortable they have to stop. Why doesn't an innocent look help here? I don't get it. Is my favorite response to racist, sexist, otherwise bigoted jokes. People get so uncomfortable so quickly. I love using this. I live abroad and I pull the foreign card and then watch the local explain it out loud, which is usually pretty embarrassing for them. This makes sense because putting down poor folk black people did see women is hilarious to me. At my school you have to log in to use the computers. Sometimes on the computers next to me, I put a space where the username goes and then press the left key so it looks like there is nothing there. When anyone tries to log in it doesn't work because there is a space after their username. They never notice and assume the computer is broken. Yes, I get satisfaction out of watching people struggle. I used to do similar things when waiting for a friend. I'd reach behind the computer next to me and unplug the keyboard or mouse. So if anyone tried to use it, they'd think it was broken and go elsewhere, leaving the computer next to me free for when my friend finally got there. I like to walk at the same speed as total strangers. One time in college I was walking home across campus after a night of drinking. This guy walking behind me eventually caught up to me and started to pass, but instead of letting him pass me, I sped up to keep pace. We walked next to each other without saying a word for the next 2 minutes. He then started slowing down, so I started slowing down. Then he sped up, so I sped up. Then he finally turns to me and says, "Are you ducking with me?" I burst out laughing and said yes, and let him walk the rest of the way home without me. There's a different version of this that I see a lot of people do. Basically they walk in a group, take the whole sidewalk, and then walk so slowly that they have a whole group of strangers trapped behind them for hours. I like to make small spelling mistakes in my sentences. Rotate my friend's TV a little to the left each time I visit. This is awesome. I'm gonna start doing this to my wife until she goes mad. She notices crooked shut the second she walks into a room. Flush it next time so she won't notice. When you're talking to someone, instead of looking at their face, look at their ear. Meet my eye line, Jim. My boyfriend likes to focus somewhere on my face or my hair, squint, and furrow his brow ever so slightly. I know he's just ducking with me, but I still have to check a mirror every time, just to make sure I don't have a budger on my face or something. I place random things on the table when my friend is over knowing that he's gonna pick them up and play with them. Then I think to myself, yes, dance monkey, dance. I can tell when someone needs to merge into my lane. I'll intentionally not let them over until they turn on their blinker. I'm trying to Pavlov's dog everyone, one driver at a time. Edit. Since this blew up, I'll add one more tactic I do, not often enough. If someone is moving slow in the fast lane, I'll try to get in front of them and move 10 miles per hour slower than what they are moving. They'll eventually move to the right and I can be on my way. Everyone behind them now doesn't have to pass them on the right. Sweet payoff. The rest of us that actually use them thank you from the bottom of our hearts. My coworker has one of those framed postcard size motivational posters on his desk. I photocopied it one weekend while catching up on extra paperwork. I then photoshopped SpongeBob surfing into the background. Days went by and he never noticed, so I changed the quote as well. Still didn't notice. Now I add one new thing each week. Everyone in the office knows and they all chuckle when near his desk. Visitors give him odd looks, but he's so freaking oblivious. I can't wait to see how long I can stretch this out. Perhaps he's enjoying letting you think you're getting away with something so obvious. The reverse subtle duck. Not super subtle, but a guy told me I looked really familiar and asked if we met before. You look familiar. Have we met or something? Nope. Weird. You look really familiar. Odd. Do you watch a lot of porn? The look on his face was ducking priceless. I like to think that now, whenever he watches porn, he is looking for me. To make it funnier, I'm a dude. As a male porn star, this is an actual serious conversation I get to have a lot more than I should have to. Holding the door open for them while they are an awkward distance away. Hard mode. Yell at them to come on, hurry up. When meeting people for the first time I say, nice seeing you again. Sometimes they'll go along with it, so they don't appear rude for not remembering me. Other times they respond, yeah nice see. Wait, what? When someone is talking to you, stop them mid-sentence and say, have you been crying? Quick, what do you do if they say yes, and then proceed to cry on your shoulder? Is it because of your hair? Calmness. I work with the public. Dramatic and entitled adults hate a soothing voice and a slow condescending head nod. I'm not a jerk, but when people are unreasonable I absolutely refuse to argue. This approach will get under people's skin 10 times out of 10. Yup, being nice is always the way to go. It's hard to do though, that's for sure. However, I tend to be a little sarcastic condescending too. I can't keep 100% calm all the time. I worked at a call center for a while and would get anger from people. Some would cut me off at every chance I had to explain something. Those who had that sort of attitude, I would just sit there and listen. When they were done talking, there would be an awkward pause. Sometimes, I would start in with an okay sir ma'am, I understand what you're trying to tell me, but if I really hated the person, I would let them initiate the conversation. They would ask if I was still on the line, and I would reply, "Oh yes, I'm right here. I just wanted to let you speak and wait until you were done. You can keep on speaking. I'll listen." This would confuse the hell out of them and calm them down a bit. From there, I could regain the conversation.